Hey guys, welcome back to Jurassic Collectibles. Well, what a treat I have in store for you today. We're going to be looking at this guy. It's the King T-Rex, brand new from Rebor, and a special thanks goes to the Rebor team for sending this one directly from their factory in China to get this one reviewed on the channel. We really appreciate that, and it's a fantastic figure, so we can't wait to get it out of its packaging. Now the T-Rex comes in this beautiful satin black packaging, and here he is with his little brother, the Y-Rex, recently reviewed on the channel. Link is down below. On the front of the box you can see we've got this beautiful illustration of the Tyrannosaurus Rex anatomy, and actually it is posed how the dinosaur is inside the box. And this comes in 1/35 scale, and down in the corner there you've got the Rebor logo. On the back, we just got a rundown of the products available in this line. So we've got the Y-Rex and the King T-Rex. Interestingly, there is a spare box for another product, so I hope we see more future Rebor figures of this quality. You can see the Rebor logo down there in the corner, and this isn't suitable for children under 3 years due to small parts. Inside the box, we get this information fact sheet, which has loads of information on the T-Rex fossil, where it can be found, and has a nice illustration like on the front of the box. As with the Tyrannosaurus, this one has a beautiful foam inlay to keep the T-Rex protected when you've got him in storage. And here is the display base that comes with the King T-Rex. A really nicely sculpted piece. Again, they haven't compromised this base by adding a peg hole or an obvious foot hole. The bottom is a nice rock coloration. I would say the weathering is probably better on the Y-Rex base. If I bring that one in quickly, you can see that the Y-Rex base just looks a little bit more realistic. And I think what they've tried to do with this one is try to go for more of a sort of swampy, wet look to the rock. But it's still a really nice base. And here is the glorious King T-Rex out of the packaging and on display. It's actually quite a job getting him to stand on his display base. I think with the Tyrannosaurus it was a bit more easier to place the 2 feet and get him to balance, but because this T-Rex is just balancing on 1 foot, finding that sweet spot is a little bit harder. But my goodness, the sculpt on this thing and the paint job is absolutely staggering. Wow, if you haven't pre-ordered this one already and you're a dinosaur enthusiast, you really need to get your pre-order in, because you will not be disappointed with this figure. To summarize, it's better than a Papo figure. It's bigger than a Papo figure, and the sculpt is just as good, if not better, than a Papo figure. So essentially you're getting a fantastic new Papo T-Rex. So yeah, if you're a fan of the Papo figurines like I am, then definitely pick this guy up. So taking a closer look, you can see that he bears a striking resemblance for the T-Rex that we see in Jurassic Park, and much like Papo before them, Rebor have really captured that sculpt and paid homage to it, and improved upon it. They've added loads of scales and lumps and bumps that weren't there in the original sculpt, and I do feel like this is a more fierce T-Rex as a result. The jaw is articulated, so you can open up the jaw, and it's exquisitely painted and sculpted inside. You can see all that gloss going on, giving it a real wet look. And if I turn the head around, you can see the sculpt and the paint job on the inner mouth is just fabulous. And that's something we always pay attention to on this channel. The inside of the mouth is really important and often gets overlooked, so it's really nice to see that Rebor have paid such great attention to it. You can see there's some really nice weathering going on the teeth, and on the Tyrannosaurus we had a little bit of a paint mishap. Luckily none of that is present on this T-Rex. So as we move down the neck, you can see there's some lovely creases and folds going on there. As we join up with these tiny arms, they've got really nice weathering going on there. You really feel that these appendages have just been sort of lashed around, and they've bumped into trees and seated in mud and earth and just got weathered over the years. Really, really nice. Then as we move over to the rib cage, just a really stressed looking rib cage. You've got all these sort of veins going on here. You can clearly see the musculature over the rib cage. Really, really nice. Beautiful sculpt work. And really defined musculature in the upper legs. Almost over exaggerated. It's like this T-Rex has been working out, but that adds to the style of the piece. And then as we move to the lower leg, again really tense muscles. You can see all these tendons going on here, and then we move to these bird-like feet. Look at those. And the weathering on these is exquisite, and the gloss really is fabulous. They've gone for a sideshow quality here, and it's really outstanding. As we move back up to the tail, you can see lovely nice veining going on, lots of striations, and you can feel a little bit of the tension as the leg pulls forward. And as we move down this tail, the detail just continues and continues, and it just looks fabulous. Turning this guy around, again you can see really nice weathering all the way up to the tip of the tail. Love the coloration on this guy. It's almost reminiscent of the T-Rex toy from 1993 for Jurassic Park. I'm fond of that. You could say this is almost like the novel version of the T-Rex from Jurassic Park. Really nice posing of the foot there. I love that contrast of the pose. Very bird-like again. Really nice weathering throughout this. You've got like a dark wash that really shows up all the cracks between the scales. Beautiful work here, Rebor. And again, a very weathered appendage. Really like that look. And then we join back up with that beautiful head sculpt. So, just how big is this guy? Let's get the tape measure out. So we're looking at about 13.5 inches, which is about 35 centimeters long. And in terms of the height, you're looking at about 7.5, just 7 inches. So about 17, 18 centimeters. Here's the recently reviewed Tyrannosaurus next to the King T-Rex, and they look beautiful on display next to each other. I have to say, in terms of comparing the two, the detail on the Tyrannosaurus is a little bit more finely packed. That's the only way I can describe it. The scales on the body of the T-Rex are a little bit more broad, but the scales on the Tyrannosaurus are very fine. But that doesn't take away from the look of the sculpt or the paint job at all, because on the shelf these both look amazing. If you're a dinosaur enthusiast, you really need to look into these. They are fantastic. I haven't seen anything like these since the Papo figurines, so hats off to the Rebor team. So there we have it, guys. That was today's look at the new Rebor King T-Rex. I think this is an absolutely staggering figure, and you have to pre-order this thing if you're a dinosaur enthusiast. The price point is a little high at £39, but it's worth it for the quality of figure. You really are getting a sideshow piece, and the scale is fantastic. It looks lovely on the shelf. So yeah, really go and get this one, guys. You can pre-order them now at everythingdinosaur.co.uk. I'll put the link down below so you can go and have a look. But in the meantime, guys, rate, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. And here is the King T-Rex out of the box and on display.